Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you on here, and I hope you guys can try these mandalas and have a fun time doing it. So before we get started on the mandala design, I'm going to explain our tools. So the tools I use are color coded, so they have a color on the top of the tools. When you buy them off of Temu or Amazon, they usually just come clear. So first off, for the twirly tools, I do not use the green twirly for any of my tutorials, so you can set this one aside. As for the rods, the largest two rods, I, again, also do not use for any of my tutorials, but if you're doing like a bigger project on your own time, then of course you can use these. So now to help you understand what I have color coded, you can lay them out biggest to smallest. The biggest one, which is the green one, next size down, we have it marked as the blue stick. And then next size down after the blue is the white stick. After the white stick, it's the yellow stick. And then we have the pink stick. And then last but not least, trying to pick them up, is the black stick. And then of course we have the twirlies. These are self-explanatory. They are color coded already. You can color code them yourself. We use just nail polish on the tops of the tools. We can get started with the design now. For today's class, I'm going to be using this color palette. Keep in mind that all these colors are multi-surface. For paint color A, I'm using Craft Smart Multi-Surface White. For paint color B, I'm using Craft Smart Multi-Surface Tropical Rain. For paint color C is actually a mixture of two colors I combined. Craft Smart Multi-Surface Tangerine and Butter. Just mainly use tangerine and just add a little bit of butter. I feel like I'm on a cooking show. For paint color D, I'm using Deco Art Americana Multi-Surface Lipstick. And then for paint color E, I'm using Craft Smart Multi-Surface French Wine. And for paint color F, I'm using Craft Smart Multi-Surface Radiant Gold. Okay, so now we're gonna get started on the second coaster. So we're gonna take the white stick with paint color D. And we're just going to put that right on top of the little mark. Okay, next step, we're going to take the yellow twirly, the smaller end with paint color B. And we're going to do the 4 dots, north, south, west, east. Then once you have those 4 main dots, you're going to place another dot in each gap, so you should have 8 going all the way around. And then once you have those 8 dots, we're going to go in between the gaps one more time, so you should have 16 dots going all the way around. Okay, next step, we're going to take the pink twirly, the smaller end, with paint color C. And we're going to put these dots in between and above all the way around. Okay, next step, we're going to take the white twirly, bigger end with paint color E, and we're going to do the same thing, placing these dots in between and above.
It's every one. Yeah. Every first one. Correct.
Okay, next step, we're going to take the pink stick with paint color D.
As in dog.
Yes. And we're going to place these in between and above, but skipping a gap. So you should have 8 of these. Okay, next step, we're going to take the black stick and the pink twirly with paint color F. So with the black stick, you're going to place a dot about right there, and then with the smaller end of the pink twirly, drag down to make a teardrop. Okay, next step, we're going to take the pink twirly smaller end with paint color E, and we're going to put 2 small little drags next to the teardrop we made. If you don't have enough room in between the dots or the, if you don't have enough room in between the dot and the teardrop, don't worry about it. You don't have to put these little drags. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick with paint color B, and we're going to put these dots above the teardrops we made. Next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color C, bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end to walk the dots. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly again with paint color D, and we're gonna walk the dots again. Bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end.
B as in boy.
D as in dog.
B as in dog.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly with paint color F, and we're gonna walk the dots, bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly and the black stick with paint color E as an elephant. With the black stick, you're going to place the first dot, and then with the bigger end of the white twirly, you'll walk the dots. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly, the bigger end with paint color D as in dog. We're gonna start in between the first and the second and drag down in between. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the black stick and the blue twirly. So we're gonna use the blue twirly, the bigger end, with paint color B. And we're gonna place 2 dots just like this. And then with the black stick, going to place a bigger dot above them like this. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly, bigger end, with paint color F. And you're just gonna find this crease and go straight up to the top and place a dot there. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the yellow stick and the pink twirly. So with the yellow stick and paint color E, we're going to go right below the little dot we just made. And then with the pink twirly, smaller end, going to drag it down to make a teardrop. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly, smaller end with paint color E, and you're going to make two small little drags right next to the teardrop. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly, the smaller end with paint color B. And this room is optional. If you don't have room, that's fine. I'm just gonna do a second little drag here. And to finish off this coaster, last step is going to be with the pink twirly, bigger end, and paint color F. And we're gonna start next to this dot that we placed earlier and just kind of walk the dots down to those dots there. And with that being the last step, you guys are done. I'm actually very surprised that we finished these two quite quickly, actually.